Believers, you know what time it is. We're back here. We're talking season 4, episode 7 of Lucha Underground, the gift that keeps on giving, because we're here. We're the gift that keeps on giving, right here on AfterBuzz TV.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
We got the beat! Yeah. We got it right before! Oh, how indicative of the show!
Get it. I love the contrast of that new intro with X.
You're telling us on the NXT show we came into a chorus of boos. Because it's Tommaso Ciampa.
See, I'm just gonna enjoy this for the rest of
The Sandman in ECW used to come out to a chorus of boos.
Hey!
God damn it. Guys, you know what time it is. It's about that time. We're right here on the Lucha Underground After Show on AfterBuzz TV. My name is Ty Matthews. Y'all can find me on all forms of social media at Ty Matthews PMA. We have got, oh Jesus, please be easy on this table. We have got an all-star panel tonight. We've got faces new, faces old, faces kind of in the middle. You know, we're running the whole gamut. To my left, she's a writer over on UPROXX with Spandex. She covers all things New Japan Pro Wrestling. You can find her online at Emily of Pratt. Ladies and gentlemen, Emily Pratt.
Hello, AfterBuzz TV audience.
What's good?
Are we just going to play this the whole time that the show happens, like
exactly.
Natural Born Killers?
It'll be like a New Jack match.
Okay, good.
2 Emily's left. Once again, another member of the With Spandex family. You can find him online at Mr. Brandon Stroud because he's Mr. Brandon Stroud.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
I am a professional. Welcome to this television broadcast.
And of course, 2 Brandons left. He's been here since day 1. Used to man the 1s and 2s. A friend of our good friend Nancy, our beloved soundboard. May she rest in peace. You can find him online at Mark B. Donica because he's Mark B. Donica.
Hey.
Just a loquacious,
We got a lot to get to.
verbose gentleman.
And I'm not going to start out at 11 because we have to build there because this show was at the edge of our seats.
That's one thing I didn't like about Stranger Things is that it started at 11.
God damn it. I hate everything forever. Guys, let's get into this first matchup. Sammy Guevara taking on the Savage Jake Strong.
Have we figured out why Jake Strong is a savage yet?
I don't see a lot of savagery going on.
WWE should market characters like that and just be like, he's the pygmy Seth Rollins, just for no reason.
He looks like a Viking, right? He looks like a Viking.
Kind of.
With his beard. It looks like he's gonna go like pillage or whatever. That's when I saw him. I was like, "Oh, that's why. It's because he looks like a Viking."
Okay,
this was a question my mind filled in.
Good
I was
answer.
like, "Of course."
Oh,
He's like a marauder.
I think I spent too long watching him as like a white meat, like Oklahoma boy. I've never once put that together.
He didn't even change his clothes. He's still just wearing Jack Swagger's gear.
Yeah, exactly.
He looks like an angry carny. So I still, I mean, savage. Also savage.
Sure.
But I don't. Yeah, I don't. It's the savage part's not hitting me yet.
The Macho Man Randy Swagger.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't get it. He's not really acting particularly savage. Like,
he hits his chest a lot and he goes, ah!
like he's not putting on submission holds for any longer than anyone else would normally put them on for.
He's very calm.
Right, exactly. It's one of those ironic nicknames.
A nice breeze, Jake Strong. I love me some Sammy Guevara, though. I'm excited to see Sammy actually get to be a character on the television show.
Sure.
I love him so much that the lighting changed. That's how much I love
It's
him.
a strong
moon ring.
Exactly. It's a deep appreciation.
I really wanted Sammy Guevara to come in as Prince Puma too, because he would give you that same sort of vibe that Ricochet gave you.
I can see that.
But as sort of like an up his own butt jerk.
Right.
Like, he's like an evil. He's like Koji Kanemoto when he was Tiger Mask. Like,
Oh, boy.
he's got like an edge to him.
Okay.
I like that. That's what I wish he'd be used for.
I can buy that.
But we got to see so much of his butt on this show.
Before we get to that, I also want to talk about the Matt Stryker's call that the doctors were able to save Famous B's leg. Like, getting put in the ankle lock put him at risk of amputation.
Thank goodness he's okay. I was so worried.
Because he did the thing with it where he like popped it and then was it Was that the same thing that happened to Famous B? And then, because I didn't see that match, and then they were like, "Oh, you might have to amputate it if you get your ankle dislocated."
Is it like a
that's
just
savage?
That is pretty savage to just like pop, do whatever he's popping there. I don't know.
Popped his ankle because Famous B can't be popping them bottles at the club.
All right, that's a moratorium on puns, ladies and gentlemen. No more.
Have you met
No
us?
more. Rest of the show.
Ding in Q in chat says he's savage because he's out to prove the WWE wrong.
I mean, I get.
Are we still doing that?
I get that.
Is it 1997? What are we doing?
I get that. I just don't think there's anything particularly savage about that.
Maybe Famous B's ankle needed to be amputated, possibly because deep submission holds in lucha can work like the casket, the funerary box can.
Sure.
Where if you die, if you're just put in a casket for some reason, if you're
kills
put
you?
into a submission move, it just breaks your leg.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, actually, that's probably the most plausible argument I've heard. I buy that.
Yes.
We also saw a moonsault off of a balcony from Sammy Guevara.
Moonsault off the balcony like 3 minutes into the opening match.
I was gonna say, like, usually they like to save those for either big title matches or big trios matches, big multi-man matches.
For a character that we don't even know, really.
That was my main thing.
So you're saying that this wasn't a big match?
Not this one.
Okay.
It wasn't as big as Bad Steve.
Fair.
Big Bad Steve.
No one's as big or bad as Big Bad Steve.
Love Big Bad Steve.
You don't tug on Superman's cape. You don't spit in the wind. You don't pull the mask off the old Lone Ranger. And you don't mess around with Big Bad Steve.
Bad Steve.
Favorite mixtape.
Jesus Christ.
Emily, what do you prefer in a wrestler, them being big or them being bad?
I would say big is a more versatile quality.
Yeah.
Good call. Good call.
Yeah.
Good call.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
My favorite WWE star was Bad Cass.
Oh, mine was Bad Show.
I love Bad E as well.
Oh yeah, Bad E. Yeah.
So, now
He should
Every Raw is a
definitely be
Bad Show.
Bad E though.
I-
Like heel
Edge.
turn name, that's incredible.
Yeah.
And then be like an old timey like bank robber, like a baddie, and wear like a mask. I think this is really
And your entrance is spoken voiceover by these traipsing out
Yes.
into the ramp.
I just want WWE to back themselves into a corner where they have to promote a guy called Bad Show.
Well, no, like everybody remembers. Everybody remembers.
Tune into
that,
Raw to see the Bad Show.
Everybody remembers that heart wrenching storyline between Bad Show and Bad Boss Man.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
my daddy dead.
In the Blues Brothers car for some reason.
Yeah.
With deepest regrets and tears that are soaked,
I'm sorry to say.
your dad finally croaked. He lived a full life on his own terms. Soon he'll be buried and eaten by worms. Yes.
I'm sorry.
Just a scholar and a gentleman.
Just in
I do
general.
legitimately miss the Big Boss Man.
I can't remember like what my teachers' names were in school, but I can remember every
But
word
you
of
can
the Big
recite
Boss Man's
that
poem.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
His touching eulogy.
What a nasty bastard.
You know what? Exactly.
His mama said he was a nasty bastard.
Speaking of people that are gone too soon, we will get to yet another sacrifice
No!
soon.
Sorry.
But real quick, guys, let me talk to you. Let me holler at you, man. I'm playing. Now, our network produces after shows for nearly all of your favorite television shows. That's everything from dramas, reality TV, sci-fi, and more. There's absolutely no network out there that works harder to serve TV fans. But we need your help. We are asking that you please subscribe to one or more of our YouTube channels. Now, by subscribing to our channel, YouTube will suggest content that's tailor-made for you. And guess what? You'll help AfterBuzz continue to grow just like we've been doing all these years. And if you're worried about those pesky notifications, hey, don't be, because those bad boys are optional. You just click them right off. So hit that subscribe button now for this channel and check out our other AfterBuzz YouTube channels while you're at it. Let us know you did so in the comments, and we will thank you on the air. Mark, do you have any?
No, I do not.
I
But-
keep forgetting to do that.
to pull it,
part.
but it's because I didn't look. But a
I
part
thought
of
that's what you were doing. Guys, for now, thank you for being the best fans and helping us be the ESPN of TV talk. Now, Mark, what were you saying?
I was more bringing up the idea that this network is wonderful because we cover all of your favorite wrestling shows.
Sure.
We've got NXT, SmackDown, Raw.
Who's on the NXT panel?
I forget a bunch of JOs, but
J.O.s.
You know. J.O.s. But we also have the Women's Pro Wrestling Weekly, which is a great show. And Xbox 1 to 360, this week we had Matt Riddle on. That's timely.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, and it was a real good interview. You probably want to listen to it. No, that's all I'm saying. Here, let's go from last week. Frank Martinez says, the Lucha Underground After Show is the absolute best! Because he shouted it. I didn't want to shout it in the microphone. Ty and Jimbo are just the two most awesome individuals to ever recap a wrestling show.
Oh, shucks.
Be at it. You guys are number one.
What? You're both tied.
Stony Guerrero says, feels like every episode someone debuts and dies. We're getting a lot more.
Is that on Lucha Underground or on the after show? Because that also is starting to feel like it here.
Doesn't say.
This is my second appearance this season, so I'm toast.
And Ghost 8386 says, great panel.
Can we talk briefly about how many people have died this season?
7.
It's
We
like
counted you
7.
brought it up. 7.
We counted 7.
we have barely started this season, and the mortality rate is staggering.
4 sacrifices.
Antonio,
Jeremiah Crane died in a casket.
Now it's just strong bad.
Phoenix died in a casket. And Masquerita Sagrada was brutally murdered for the benefit of rabbits
bludgeoned to death
by the brothers.
Man, have you gotten a chance to get to that part yet, Emily? Oh man, we got a lot of ground to cover.
Yeah, let's do it.
So let's talk about these sacrifices. We were all very, very excited when we saw one of our favorites, friend of the show, Vinny Massaro, making an appearance.
It's whenever anybody just shows up in the middle of the ring these days. Anyway, at this most current season of Lucha Underground, it's never good.
Never good thing.
That segment was a real piece of shit.
Yeah, all of it.
Are you gonna pie face me for making another pun?
Everything.
Hey, my jokes deliver. What can I say?
Emily, please save us. What are your thoughts on Vinny Massaro?
He's good. He's pretty funny. He should probably fight Taguchi in New Japan because they have the same joke where they can't run the ropes without getting winded.
I dig that.
And then
I
we
dig
can
that.
get like butt humor versus pizza humor. I don't know. That seems like a home run, but
I can make that work.
Do you think we're ever getting
the most
Taguchi
basic.
America?
I hope so. He did King of the Indies.
Yeah.
He wore an in and out hat in Long Beach. So
There we go.
Hopefully this is part of a
Let's make that happen.
expansion.
Make that happen.
Make it happen.
Funky
Taguchi.
Weapon.
They have the U.S. title. That's like their only title. So
That's
it
true.
has to happen.
Funky Weapon versus Snoring Elbow. Let's make it
Yes.
happen.
In all seriousness, we lost 2 greats in this segment.
We did. We also lost the second appearance of the pizza delivery man.
He was toast. Second appearance. I told you.
Some may think he's Kikutaro. Some may say.
Some may think that by the fact that when you go meet Kikutaro at shows, he wears his mask on the top of
yeah,
his head.
I was gonna say perched precariously.
It's not a great secret.
No.
The first time I met Kikutaro and actually had a conversation with him, he went on and on about like what an incredible debt he's in. I was like, I'm so sorry, Kikutaro.
That's why I had to get another job as a pizza delivery guy.
I think he was just trying to get me to buy merch.
Yeah, that's fair.
And it
I
worked.
hope so. I hope that's how he gets people.
That's
to buy
why
merch.
he
He's
was
like,
so
"Please."
insistent on getting that tip.
Yes. Yes.
He's in debt.
I love
man.
him offering the wallet to Matanza. Like, Matanza's going to be like, shit, a wallet?
And
That's
I
awesome.
That's real leather.
I also love the idea of Vinny like being summoned to the ring, but just keeping his wallet on him. Like, I might need this.
I would suspect no one other than Vinny Massaro to go to the ring with their wallet.
I appreciate Vinny Massaro as pro wrestling's only depressed character.
Sure.
Because I don't know how depressed you guys have ever been, but when you go outside in pajama pants and you put your wallet and your keys and your phone like in one pocket
and then zip that pocket up.
Oh boy.
Yep. But this match, we were kind of surprised at how long this match went and how much offense that Vinny got.
Matanza has presumably absorbed the life force of 2 other people, and yet Vinny lasted the longest.
He did.
Yeah, it was the power of the pineapple pizza.
Well, we talked about it a little while we were watching, and I think it was season 3 when Vinny faced off with Cage. Like that match was a lot better and kind of a lot more balanced than I thought it would ever be.
Yeah.
But the fact that we got a entertaining contest, but we also got a wonderful interaction between him and Antonio. I order you pizza.
That was pretty good.
And then it was like, yeah, he gets a pizza, and it's Kiku. This is pineapple. And like it was a whole fun segment, and then Matanza was really angry.
Never has the Kevin Sorbo disappointed drop
Disappointed.
been more applicable.
How do we all feel about pineapple on pizza?
Fine.
I think pineapple tastes good on pizza because it counters the saltiness of the cheese and the sauce.
I mean, that's a no-go for me, but I have the palate of a 5-year-old, so
okay.
I can't really weigh in on that.
Emily, thoughts on pineapple on
I
pizza?
support it, but I think only pineapple pizza is insane. I don't know why anyone would
I'm a
ever
combo
make
person.
that choice.
Pepperoni and pineapple?
It has to be with other
Pepperoni and pineapple is the
I
best.
think so.
It's real
Pepperoni
good.
and pineapple.
Interesting.
It's a lot of wait, I used to work at a pizza place and somebody used to get pineapple jalapeno pizza, which is just like
That's a
all of
great
the
combo.
acid, but like it's so like powerful.
I didn't
feel like
think
it would, like
milk would be a good combination with pizza. You gotta combat the. Fine, whatever. I can speak logically once.
Pizza is covered in cheese, you know, and cheese
Yeah, and it's also covered in jalapenos when it's something like that. For God's sake, the cheese is soaked. It's soaked.
Our conversation about the match was that Vinny would have won if he had been in shape. That was sort
Exactly.
of the story.
If he had worked on his cardio a little bit more, gotten a few reps on those ropes before hitting the second snoring elbow.
He was going for Liberty Bell's finisher. How do you spell freedom? And then bouncing off the ropes to chant USA and then hit a big strike. Liberty Bell. That's what they're doing. Everyone's trying to be Liberty Bell. Lacey Evans on NXT is
That's
trying to
what
be
it
Liberty
is,
Bell.
exactly.
Vinny Massaro is trying to be. Well,
So,
he was trying to
That
be.
was
Now he's
sadly-
dead.
He's dead.
Matanza hits Vinny with the Wrath of the Gods onto the pizza. Kiku comes in, doesn't fare too much better.
Culinary psychology, bringing the pizza back.
Exactly. But they're both sacrificed to the gods. The gods! I really hope
You can't do it. I can.
I hope that we get some sort of pocket dimension that has everyone that's been sacrificed.
Like Soulstone
Like
Dimension.
Soldier.
Exactly. Mr. Spectacular is just hanging out.
He's just flexing,
Exactly.
as you do,
Yeah, you know.
like humans do.
Just the little phantom zone of the temple.
There needs to be a Phantom of the Temple.
Oh, that's true, huh?
Why hasn't there been a Phantom?
La Fantasma.
WCW had a Phantom.
Isn't that Sting?
Yeah, he turned out to be Rick Rude. Spoiler alert for 30 years ago. Sorry, everyone.
Make sure to check out the best and worst of WCW.
Sorry. Guys, let's talk about the Black Scorpion. Who do you think he is? It's got to be Ole Anderson based on those promos.
Who is fake Sting?
Exactly.
Which one, Jeff Jarrett or Barry Windham?
Wyndham.
Oh, good.
So now we thought
Question answered. Mystery solved.
we were going to have a 6-way match for the Gift of the Gods title, which we originally thought was going to be a 7-way match for the Gift of the Gods title.
Yeah.
Now we find out there's going to be a trios match. The winning team will then face off in a triple threat for the Gift of the Gods title. I like the idea of Antonio just like having like a chalkboard and just going like, no, not that. And then the next week, no shit, still no.
Well, Dario used to have the little like names cut out that he would like arrange on.
Oh, that's
paper.
true. That's right. That's right.
So don't forget that. Yeah.
Emily, what do you think about Safari Antonio?
I liked when he said, I wrote down the full quote, fire that poor excuse of him for a man, he's dead weight. And I was like, wow, I hope I get to the point in my life where I can say that to somebody. I think then
hands of
I
a
would
true
have really,
queen.
yeah,
Poor Vinny.
that and this. Those are my two most aspirational Lucha Underground lines. So I felt really good about him this episode.
He said he had a filthy shirt.
Yes, queen.
Yes, queen.
He's good. I wrote down like his gross voice like 3 times in my notes.
This
So-
match
so
is
I feel
on
good
fleek.
about it. Yeah.
So bad.
On fleek. This bitch empty.
Oh boy.
This Modelo is empty.
We'll get into predictions a little bit later, but just real quick, do we think that we're at any point in the season gonna have a face-off between Antonio and Dario?
Face off?
He's gonna
think
take
that's
his
what-
face.
I'm gonna say that if it happens, it's the stinger at the end of Ultima Lucha. I think that if any Dario Cueto content is going to happen,
Sure.
it will happen at
In
the
the
end of
finale.
the season. That has to be it.
That makes sense.
Sets up season 5 to be Dario versus Antonio. Mm-hmm. And then it's just him just doing double duty.
Exactly,
And
exactly.
and we get to have great like mirror scenes between like them in the same room.
I'm so glad. Yeah.
Where Antonio comes out of his office and is like, Dario, I hate you. And then he goes back in his office and you wait like 30 seconds and then Dario comes out and he's like, no, I hate you. And then he goes back in.
You just hear like
It's like that cartoon where the dog has to tunnel out of prison and he tunnels up into the television of the warden.
And he has to act out what's on TV.
That's one of the best cartoons of all time.
So good. Have you not seen that? Oh,
I
that's
haven't.
classic.
Incredible.
Oh, man.
I am very uncool. I'm not sorry, everyone. Sorry.
Okay, so let's talk about this trios match.
Yeah, there was a lot of math
Let's talk
happening,
about
like you said.
wrestling. Exactly.
Well,
so
do
we
you want
had
the trios match first?
Yes, let's talk about the trios match first. We got Son of Havoc, Evilise, and the Mac taking on the team of Dragon Azteca Jr., Desmond X. Some might say that stands for something. And who's the other one? Who's the other person in the match?
Cuerno.
King Cuerno.
The homie King Cuerno. Also, if you watched the episode, what he was just referencing there is the fact that Matt Stryker
Oh boy.
decided to say Desmond X. Some would say that the X stands for, what did he say the X stands
X
for?
marks the spot.
Yes.
It's like
Yes, that's what it
saying
was.
that some say the X represents like another thing.
But it says Xavier across his
Yeah.
butt.
Right on his butt. Right
Just
there.
Right on his booty.
It's
Yeah.
like if it's enough of a problem for you guys to have to change his name, like why couldn't you just like get him some new trunks too?
Or he takes Vinny Bizarro's sweatpants and puts them over.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd like to abridge my comment from while we were watching the show. I think Desmond Xavier looks like Darren Young and Rey Mysterio had a child.
Oh boy.
He's like a lithe Darren Young with Rey Mysterio's tattoo scheme.
Oh sure, I could see that. I could see that for sure.
And Bob Backlund's his godfather,
Yes,
as opposed to the actual
absolutely.
father. So
you
he
go.
gets the morals,
He does.
the Ryan morals.
And he can. Oh boy. And he can name all of the presidents in order.
Yes, of course, naturally.
It's very important.
Exactly.
Any American should.
I don't remember a ton about the trios match. I'm not gonna lie.
It was very utility. Like it was there just to get to the triple threat.
Well, kind of like the 30-second battle royal that we saw last week. It's just like means to an end.
I'm not a huge fan of that. I'm not
No.
a huge fan of using a chunk of the show just to set up a match that you could have just done.
Yeah, exactly.
But you get two matches. It's more time for the segment, and I like how it's shaken up the expectations. Like everything with the Gift of the Gods Championship leading up to now has been, and one more thing, but it's been cool. You know, but if you win, you get to choose who can't be in it anymore. That adds a different level of storytelling. Like you don't have to have a scene where Prince Puma is snarling at a punching bag and be like, I'm gonna beat you up, and then he punches through and snarls like a puma, like he's a cat man, like a cat man. But instead, you just have it all in the ring.
Sure.
You have it all in the ring, and you have Willie Mack making all these decisions because he's had to make all of the decisions.
I mean,
so far.
I liked the idea of Willie making that decision. I just hated that had to have been the shortest battle royal in history.
It was like
Sorry,
the WrestleMania
Mel.
17 gimmick battle royal.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Yeah, they couldn't. It had to be Iron Sheik because he couldn't
Go
take
over
him.
the top rope.
No.
Boy.
Oh boy.
I need to get this out of my system.
Oh boy.
Sorry, I had to do it. It's been sitting in my
Wondering if that was coming.
my guts. Yeah.
Okay, so what else? We have our dear friend William Mack.
William the Mac.
Billy Mack.
Billy Mack. Exactly.
Billy Mack here with some chocolate thunder for you.
The charging avalanches in the corner. Jesus
I can't
Christ.
imagine being against those turnbuckles and having a large man run at me with the ferocity of the Willy face.
I loved his tummy first Luthez press.
Oh yes.
I'm gonna hit you with my tummy.
Yeah.
My soft belly.
I like
This
that
is my baby.
It's inching closer and closer to his offense just being Lucha Steve Austin. That's all it is. Just like I'm gonna hit you with Luthez, a stunner, maybe an arm drag here or there.
Steve Austin's famous arm
You know
drags.
all those arm drags that Stone Cold did.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
Precisely.
right. So where do we go from here?
I mean,
Where do we go?
where do we go now?
Eventually, Desmond X, Dragon Azteca Jr., King Cuerno get the win.
It was kind of easy to see that that's where it was going to happen when you have two-thirds. The storyline that they seem to be going forward with the trios champions and having Aaron Fox watching. It was hard to be.
Do you mean Killshot?
I do mean Killshot.
That was Killshot.
His name is Killshot.
Also, Shane Strickland.
Shane Strickland.
Yes, yeah, that gentleman.
Also,
Shout out Tacoma, Washington. You can park there for like 12 hours for like $5. My favorite place that I've ever worked.
What a
when
specific-
I lived in Washington.
what a very
I think about that
specific
every
perk.
time I see strangers. Shane Strickland. Is how psyched I was to pay $5 for parking in Tacoma, Washington. Woo! I'm not from Tacoma. I'm from Renton. Okay, very specific information. In case anyone's listening from Washington, don't like.
Any Washington townies.
It's
It's really hard to buy a house in Renton.
God damn it.
I liked the triple threat match a lot. I thought it got really fun. Some of the stuff Desmond X was doing was a little much, I thought.
Sure.
He was just like, hey, I'm going to flip.
Wait,
I'm on
also-
TV. I'm going to flip again.
Real quick, before we get into that, we see Mil Muertes hit the scene after the trios match ends and damn near murder Willie Mack by giving him the most dangerous apron bomb you've ever seen in
that's
your
how
life.
we do.
He didn't get him all the way up. He just kind of inverted him.
Dude, it was the Kevin Nash giant jackknife, but onto an apron.
Yeah.
Which
In the
some
general
might say,
direction of-
which some might say is the hardest part of the ring.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't say that.
No, you ever heard that?
No. No, well, I've heard it, but I wouldn't say it.
The hardest part of the ring is the post.
Exactly. It's much harder.
Come on.
It's much harder.
Hardest part of the ring? Mental game.
But then, okay, so here's, and I think we all
The
kind
hardest
of...
part of the ring, Alex Wright.
That's one kid. Okay, so I think we all kind of had the same reaction. So, like, Mil Muertes hits the scene, beats the shit out of everyone. Killshot runs down and looks like he's about to save Son of Havoc.
He should have slid down the rail. He would have gotten there a lot faster.
Exactly. But
On
just
a skateboard.
turns at the last second and just clobbers him. And then starts, like, beating up Mil.
Solid lucha stuff.
Exactly. It was a good lucha thing.
It's good lucha.
There's a whole lot of like floating alignment happening this season. I'm
Sure.
not really sure who's the Technico and who's a Rudo. They're just kind of showing up and attacking everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not sure if I love that or not.
I feel like that's always been one of the hallmarks is there's more kind of shades of gray than there are on your average wrestling show, but this season, yeah, especially.
Agreed.
Would you say there are more than 50?
Well, guys.
I mean, come on. This is the same show where Vampiro healed Pentagon by like sexually abusing him.
That swing was real weird.
Yeah, so if I ever break my back, I hope that someone hangs me from hooks and then hits me in the back with a barbed wire baseball bat.
That's how you fix things.
Yeah.
If the doctors have taught me anything,
If Dr.
is that
Wagner
much?
has taught me anything.
First of all, shout out to our iTunes listeners. Second of all, what shade of gray is that shirt?
What shade of gray is this shirt?
Yeah, of the 50.
Oh, it's called Christian. Ooh. It's very secretive, but it costs a lot of money. But it turned out that it's actually pretty lame.
Guys, speaking of iTunes,
Speaking of lame.
Speaking of Anastasia Steele,
if you're watching this on
Speaking of Jamie
YouTube,
Dornan.
first of all, you get all these sweet flashing lights, and it's like a big old party. But if you're working out, if you're stuck in traffic, if you're listening to us on iTunes, we also appreciate you. Even
You just take two.
you stay tuned. That's fine. So go ahead and download, comment, review, subscribe, rate 5 stars if nasty. Keep on listening on iTunes.
Janet Jackson's going to give us 5 stars. That's really exciting.
That's pretty great.
Yeah.
Brian Knobs as well.
That's been 5 stars if you're nasty has
Oh,
been my bit
Knobber.
for like 3 seasons now. I don't know why I started saying it.
Old knobber. We did get a fresh iTunes review.
There you
If wanna
go.
read it.
Is this please don't let Brandon be on the show anymore?
No, it's nasty because there's 5 stars.
There you go.
This is from Taboo316.
Cherry
My name is
Sags.
Frank Martinez, and I need to say something. Gotta say to you guys, awesome job, Ty, Jimbo, and Rachel. Sorry. As well, hold on. As well as the other guests are absolutely great.
There you go.
Love to watch the
Great,
YouTube
Emily.
recap and listen to the podcast at work. Can't get enough of you guys. I'm always waiting for the next week's episode to broadcast so I can enjoy the AfterBuzz TV review of my favorite wrestling show, Lucha Underground.
What a mensch. What a
and
mensch Frank is.
I've also subscribed to Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, NXT, Lucha Underground, and Xbox 1 to 360 shows and love every show from AfterBuzz. Best thing ever!
There you go. There you go.
Thank you, Taboo.
Yeah.
You are nasty. 5 stars.
So back to this triple threat match. Even.
Triple lucha.
Exactly.
This series of singles matches that led to a 7-person match, which led to a battle royal, which led to a 6-person match, which led to a trios match, which led to a triple threat, which will lead to someone having a title belt that they have to then announce to get a championship shot later.
You nailed it. It's fine.
You could also just run out and punch the champion.
You could just exactly.
That
You
would
could
also
just say, "Hey, I want a title match."
Roman Reigns has been doing it for like 5 years.
That tends to work. Exactly.
Roman Reigns will lose on pay-per-view clean and then show up and be like, I'm the #1 contender. And no one
And
just
they're like,
is.
"Oh, that checks out."
Just don't slap your thighs at me.
It's just Robin Hood Men in Tights. He gets another shot.
Real quick, can we talk about also how many Sin Cara kicks were in that match?
So many.
If you don't know what the Sin Cara kick is, it's that thing that guys do where they're standing on the apron and someone charges them and they duck to the side and then jump up and put their foot up. It's a Sin Cara kick, and there were like 8 of them.
Exactly. I believe I've heard Excalibur refer to it as a gamengiri before.
Okay.
If it's to the front of the head.
Great.
Yeah.
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 Thank
I
you.
don't think they're Kawada-esque. But
It's no.
every time it happens, it goes
Yeah.
as well.
Yep. Exactly.
I thought it was more like a.
Right.
I don't think Beyond the Mat even had as much Foley as Lucha Underground.
Okay. All right. I enjoyed that one. Ella, what'd you think of this match? What leapt out at you?
Mostly I just saw Desmond Xavier at PWG for the first time, and I thought, oh, this was taped before that, because he has improved since then. I was like, oh, he's like greener now. When he was introduced, I wrote down like, oh, he's a baby. He is like a baby. He's like the temple baby. Him and like Sammy Guevara.
He's the temple baby.
The babies of the temple.
Temple babies. Temple babies is gonna be a great cartoon.
Yes, temple babies. It's like
Can we
Muppet
get
Babies,
Nanny?
but there's just like a lot of blood.
Exactly. The nanny's legs are just covered in blood.
Yeah.
Who's Skeeter? Oh, Marty and Mariposa are Scooter and Skeeter.
There you go.
The Mac is Rolf.
Yeah.
Of course.
The Mac is Rolf, which would make Kermit would be Johnny Mundo? No, he's a little humble for that. Miss Piggy should be Johnny Mundo,
there you
and
go.
Kermit should be Taya.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
That's
All
what
right.
The real star of the show.
I dig
Yes.
it.
Animal is Matanza, clearly.
Who's Gonzo?
Oh,
Sammy Guevara.
no. It's got to be Vinny?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I
I like that.
I was gonna say Paul London.
Yes.
Paul London's a good choice.
That's also very good.
Especially since Vinny got vanished.
Yes, Vinny's
Yeah.
dead now.
Yep. He's
I
in
hope
Kansas
that
zone.
Vinny changes his Twitter to Vinny Pizarro's ghost.
Okay.
And he just keeps tweeting with the same frequency.
Right.
Okay, real kayfabe question here. What happens during the sacrifice?
To go away.
Right, but like what physically happens? Like what is
like an alternate dimension? I think it is like a Star Trek situation.
they just
but-
like phase into another dimension?
Yeah.
They just kind of
That's
get
what I
like
think it
spirited
is.
away. Yeah.
So are they still
Transmogrification.
in that space, just in a different like realm, like in God of War?
Well,
Man,
it's
I
the.
hope it's that they're under the ring like Little People's Court, and it's like a bigger thing, and somebody goes under there, and it's like, oh, there's like a whole other freaking temple down here, Mark.
Man.
Down here.
Well, it's
Son of Havoc just hanging out in Little People's Court?
Yes.
Well,
Oh, I hope
technically,
it's
the
Little
ring
People's
is
Court.
supposed to be like the temple.
Right,
Or
the symbol is like,
Like the
magic.
altar.
The
Yeah.
altar, thank you. It's supposed to be like the altar, so they're sacrificing them upon the altar, and
Sure.
presumably to a higher power or a lower power.
I always was a little sketched out by that because I thought that the violence that would end the match would be the sacrifice. Like I feel
Right.
like there needs to be like a thing that happens to cause the death rather than just the
To
lights
cause
went
the
out.
sacrifice. Yeah.
Because
for
in
sure.
Chikara, when they had Deucalion killing people, they had him like choke slamming people under
Exactly.
his knee.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that was like the they're dead moment.
Right,
But
right.
here it's just like, oh, the lights went out and they left.
I mean, I guess the implication is that like when Matanza like does this whole
He's like calling them down.
yeah, basically
They like scoop him up and take him back up.
kind of yeah, and now they're in heaven. Now they're on the Rainbow Bridge.
Can we bring in Matt Seidel as Heavenborn?
There you go. Exactly. But yeah, I'd like to think that they're in some sort of other like
Heavenborn's always making the save for people.
in some sort of other like plane or dimension.
Yeah, he's living on a prayer.
I hate you guys so much.
Don't worry, man. I hate me too.
Definitely like some other like plane or dimension that they can hopefully return from at some point. I've said it before, if you guys watch Monster Factory, they're in the crime-free Dairy Queen. They're just like they've just been kind of like transmogrified there.
I like the phrase "spirited away" a lot. That's good.
Yes.
That's good.
Just vanished.
So who's the biggest name that's going to get vanished this season?
Man, I don't know, because like the answer to that question has got to be wrapped up in so many like politics regarding contracts. Because if it's a big enough name, like obviously they're gonna want to keep him around. But like if they only had him for one season, then we can totally kill him off. We can Big Rick them in a comic book.
They should bring in El Hijo de Rey Mysterio as Rey Mysterio Jr. and then spirit him away.
Exactly. All right. Yeah. So that's where that goes. We see this amazing kind of like avalanche rolling prawn hold from King Cuerno.
Yeah, Cuerno I think was definitely the man to beat in this match. And
Cuerno's always the best. I like him a lot.
Still not digging the trunks, but I'm so happy that he has. I don't know why, but the first couple of seasons he seemed like he was on a little bit of a lower level. I don't know why.
Yeah, a little bit.
But he's really stepped it up and shown, no, I'm going to be the face of this place. And I was really hoping for him to pull through, but ultimately we got a great performance out of him, and we'll continue to get great performances out of him.
I am also like late seasons of Dragon Ball Z. I did not like the trunks either. But I do think...
It's a weird haircut.
Yeah. But I do think that King Cuerno is the actual best luchador on the show. Hijo del Fantasma is the dopest.
Yeah, definitely.
And I want him to be a main character. I want him and Marty to be the main characters.
Right, absolutely.
Those are the two I want to follow.
I dig that. I can get behind a season built around those two.
I'm going to say Mariposa gets spirited away at some point.
Okay. Ooh. Interesting. I can see that, actually.
Yes.
All right. Josh, real quick, do we have time for quick predictions? Real quick?
No?
A little bit? Yes, we do. A little bit?
Let's just make them.
Hyper quick.
Real quick.
And now your AfterBuzz TV prediction.
There you go. Nailed it. Yes. Theremin.
And now you're.
You know how hard it is to find a pocket theremin? It's pretty hard.
There we go. Okay, let's talk about this stinger. Marty the Moth, Mariposa. It doesn't serve a ton of purpose as far as like the stingers in the show go. It's basically
not as shocking.
It's basically just like, hey, Marty's going to be in the title picture now.
Yeah.
So where do you guys think we're going from here?
I think maybe a rivalry with El Dragon Azteca for the Gift of the Gods Championship. At the very least.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he seemed very obsessed with taking Pentagon's teeth.
Which I don't think I got any hint towards that in past episodes. Did I miss something?
Maybe it's because he's a skeleton.
Maybe
it's just like a crazy thing that a crazy person would do.
Could be.
I hope that he goes to get his teeth and realizes that they're painted onto his face.
And he rips them out, or like rubs them off.
Yeah.
Like, I got him.
I don't know. It was just weird because they were talking about it as if they had referenced it before. Right. Emily, what do you think?
Yeah, I think Gift of the Gods probably, and I hope that he does like mess up Pentagon's face paint. I think that would be really good.
Impact Wrestling has made me want to see people who aren't Pentagon dressed as Pentagon.
It's a very specific desire, but I'm right there with you.
So I want to see Mariposa and Marty the Moth both come out as Pentagon.
Exactly.
Because Pentagon's not in a tribe, right? He's just a free-floating skeleton dude, and that seems odd.
Exactly. He's an aimless...
This is the best.
Yeah.
Free-floating skeleton dude, man. That's the dream.
That's the dream.
Well, Mil Muertes is in the Death Tribe, right? So you would think that maybe, but...
That is kind of... Yeah.
But if Vampiro's not in it, and he's an evil Canadian vampire lord, there was that skeleton guy we saw at the end of the season last season, and we haven't seen him yet. Vampiro's actual Dark Master, who appeared behind him.
That's right.
Who's Skullduggery from Secrets of Pro Wrestling Revealed.
Don't you even get me started on the stunt grinding. Guys, we have got our half up. We'll be right back here, same time, same channel next week, talking episode 8. Until then, Josh, hit us with that sweet outro music. Mark, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Donica. You can watch the NXT After Show every Wednesday at 6 p.m. right after NXT goes off the air. Make sure to watch Xbox 12360 right here on this right here on this network. Today we had Matt Riddle. Boy, did he have something to talk about, didn't he? Let's just deal with that. Mark Donica on everything. And hi.
Matt Riddle's going to team with the Osirian portal in next year's King of Trios and call him the Riddle of the Phoenix.
Where can they find you?
Riddle of the Sphinx is what I meant to say. Riddle of the Sphinx is what I meant to say.
I like that a lot. Where can they find you?
They can find me at Ralph's. I need to buy groceries.
I'm in there after the show.
Ralph's.
Yeah, at Ralph's. Go to Ralph's.
Yeah.
No, you can find me at Spandex, UPROXX.com/pro wrestling, or Spandex.com. We are a 4-time RSPW award-winning Best Wrestling.
And you've got an Asylum movie under your belt, right?
I do, unbelievably. Flight 666. Look for it on iTunes, wherever iTunes are sold.
Check it out. Emily Pratt, where can they find you?
You can also find me at UPROXX Spandex.com/pro wrestling or with Spandex.com.
At Ralph's.
If you're Tiger
Or Vaughn's if you're
Victoria, you
nasty.
may know it as UPROXX, but as long as you spell it right, that's fine.
UPROXX.
I don't know why I talked about that. That literally nobody knows what I'm talking about. This is
Can we
live.
start a wrestling promotion and call it
We should call it
UPROXX?
UPROXX.
You can find me
because some
online.
people on the New Japan roster think that's what our website is.
All forms of social media at Timeout to Use PMA. That includes PlayStation Network. Come play
PlayStation Network.
Come play Overwatch with me now that Wrecking Ball is a thing. You can find me on Saturdays, Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. Check your local listings, all that good stuff. Until next week, guys. Viva la lucha.
That's an ad.
So if something happens,
That's
From
not the-
executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Bye, see you later.
the views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.